Former Speaker of the House, long-standing Member of Parliament for South Trelawney, Marisa Dalrymple Philbert, will be the governing Jamaica Labour Party's nominee candidate when nominations are open next Wednesday, November 6. This, despite the fact that the issue that prompted Mrs. Dalrymple Philbert's resignation is still going through the court.
Put it this way, by popular demand of the constituency, Marisa Dalrymple Philbert will be the Jamaica Labour Party's candidate for Trelawney Southern.
We want to ask Mrs. Dalrymple Philbert some questions. The state of the court matter, which prompted her resignation from the Parliament. Yes, and that has been going through the court, where the Integrity Commission said she had misled the commission by making false declarations, statutory declarations. Yes, it relates to a Mercedes-Benz motor car that she omitted from her declarations. She says it was a genuine oversight on her part. The commission decided otherwise, and she is now facing, 8 criminal charges for making a false statement in her statutory declarations to the commission. But there has been calls from her constituents for her to return to South Trelawney, and the Prime Minister yesterday said that she was back by popular demand. Good morning again, Mrs. Dalrymple Philbert.
Good morning, Cliff.
Good. All right. So the Prime Minister revealed yesterday that you will be the JLP's nominee for the South Trelawney by-election. And immediately questions were being asked. What is the state of the court matter that triggered your resignation from the Parliament in the first place? What is the status of that?
Cliff?
Yes.
I resigned from the Parliament, from my constituency, from everything at the time when the Integrity Commission recommended that I be charged criminally. There are many persons on both sides of the aisle that thought I didn't have to do it, and some even thought my actions were stupid. I know I didn't have to do it. I know that several members of Parliament, one pleaded guilty, it's non-recordable, but my conscience told me at that time that that was the responsible thing that I had to do. Whether it was something that had to be done or not had to be done or written in law, Marisa Dalrymple Philbert felt that that is what she had to do. And I have to live with my own conscience. I felt the need to protect my integrity and my honor, which I feel very, very strongly about.
So how do you respond to those, for example, on the front page of the Gleaner this morning? Daniel Archer of the National Integrity Action says, there was a sense of hubris. It's completely unacceptable, yes, because the government, as it seems to believe, that accusations of corruption and or impropriety in public office are insufficient to prevent anyone from holding political offices. How do you respond to that?
I respond to that firstly by saying I respect the views of all persons that be placed there. However, I have been before the courts for over a year. We have made submissions. We are awaiting a decision of the court. As an attorney, as a Jamaican, I have the greatest respect and will always respect the decision of the courts. However, I was not charged for any illicit enrichment, any criminal charge. The report that came to Parliament recommended criminal charges because I omitted to put a car on my statutory declaration. And I feel very strongly. And I wonder, how does the omission of my putting that car on the thing make me a criminal? I forgot for reasons, and that is simply what it is. There was no motive. I had done nothing wrong. I had not stolen any money. And I just add to it, and I want to say it very clearly. From the day I entered the political arena, I have not purchased one item that I did not own 30-odd years ago, 20-odd years ago, before I entered this arena. Mm-hmm. The only thing that I have owned or purchasing is a car under a concession. I have not done it. And more than one car under concession, the concession that is allowed to me. That is the only thing. My conscience is clear. My integrity is very important. And I feel committed. And that is why I resigned at the time. Mm-hmm. And I am before the courts. And the courts will make a decision.
Mm-hmm. And what if that decision were to go against you?
If the decision were to go against me, there are options in the court system. And I would sit down and decide which of the options. This country knows that there are several options. There are several tiers in the court system. And I am committed to the fact that I did not do anything criminally wrong, that I would then exercise my rights that the court allows me to do.
Yes. And it is, since this issue came up yesterday with the return of you to representational politics and the criticisms, the questioning, it is being compared to what we now know, that a convicted criminal, two-time convicted criminal for drug offenses, a member of your profession, a lawyer, Isaac Buchanan, will be on the PNP's ticket for the next general election. Isn't that a fair comparison to be made in where your case is concerned, or is it wrong?
You know, Cliff, I'm not even addressing that. Because, you know, as an individual, I live and I'm guided by my own conscience. As I say, I didn't have to resign. Mm-hmm. People on both sides thought I shouldn't resign. Some people think, what a stupid girl. Yes, but you know, when I go to bed, I have to go to bed with me. When I look in the mirror, I look at me. And so I did that. I have gone to court over a year now. We have made submissions. We are waiting on the decision. From the day I left South Trelawney, the people have called me, they have hounded me, they have begged me. I returned for the first time ever when the parish council elections were called. And 3 weeks before the parish council elections were called was when I went to South Trelawney. And the response to my leadership was overwhelming. I couldn't get over it. I couldn't get over it. We went in with 3 divisions. I came out with 4. And the 4th was what was considered the People's National Party division. And I came out with all 4. What I have gained in South Trelawney, it goes way beyond representational politics. We quarrel all the while. We malice each other all the while. They say I'm miserable, and yes, I am. And we have all sorts of things. But we have bonded as a family. The Labour Party has bonded with me as their leader, as a family. And they have continually called and asked for it. And I want to tell Jamaica also, I'm a committed member of the Jamaica Labour Party. And I support the leadership of my Prime Minister, Andrew Michael Holness. And in the same way, it was my conscience that decided that I should have resigned, despite everything everybody said on both sides of the aisle and what people said out there. It is this conscience that I live with now that says a by-election is called, the people want me, My party has no difficulty with me representing them in the by-election, and my conscience tells me go and do. And that is what I live by.
Do you?
I can only live by the voice that I hear, who I look at it. And that is why this morning I'm comfortable. I have had calls from good friends on other sides of the aisle who have expressed their doubts, and I have told them how I have felt. I respect their views, and they respect mine. I am not a criminal. I have put my hands, I have laid the matter before the court, and the court will decide. And when the court decides, I will respect the views of the decision of the court, and I will use whatever options. And in the by-election, I say to Jamaica, the people will decide.
The matter
That
in
is all about.
the court. You have been to court on a number of occasions. When is your next appearance?
On the first Friday in December, I think it is. I don't have it before the actual
That's the
diary,
6th.
but I think it's the 5th or the 6th.
The 6th.
I'm not sure.
The 6th of December. Yes.
December. Yes, yes.
And both sides have presented their arguments, or what?
Both sides have presented arguments, and the judge, I can't recall his name now, has reserved his judgment, his decision on the submissions made to that date.
Okay. So you will be nominating next week, Wednesday, as a candidate for the JLP in South Trelawney.